Good morning, Ian Crouch with your 8:30 Hunter News update. Hunter wildlife volunteers say they're devastated by the deaths of hundreds of corellas in and around the Newcastle CBD. Hundreds of dead and dying birds fell across inner-city Newcastle yesterday. The Environment Protection Authority is investigating and collecting birds for testing. Hunter wildlife rescue volunteer Kerry Walker has told the ABC the mass deaths are horrifying.
They're crazy personalities, and they're a really fun bird. And to see any animal suffering like this is terrible for our volunteers who have to turn up and pick them up and collect them, and particularly in such numbers.
Police and fire investigators have returned to a Newcastle East unit where a man died in a devastating fire. More than 20 firefighters took about an hour to douse the flames in the Colliers Close unit, which broke out just before 4 p.m. yesterday. Crews entered the burning unit and found a man in his 60s suffering burns. He was quickly removed from the unit but could not be revived. A report is being prepared for the coroner. There's a fresh call for the Martins Creek quarry expansion to be stopped after a Land and Environment Court public hearing at Tokal yesterday. It was standing room only at the meeting. Locals say increased truck movements would negatively impact residents in surrounding suburbs. Maitland Mayor Philip Penfold says locals are making their voices heard.
I think the people were very glad to have the opportunity to speak to them directly, to be heard as a community. Council have been supportive all the way through of ensuring that we join with Dungog in opposing this development. It's not good for the Dungog Shire Council area or the people of Maitland City Council area either.
Newcastle Deputy Lord Mayor Callum Poole says a motion to go before tonight's meeting to establish a committee to boost productivity and efficiency on council is not an attempt to emulate a US Doge-style department. If approved, the committee would be made up of councillors, industry and community representatives to provide advice to council on improving productivity and efficiency, as well as removing outdated policies. Callum Poole says it definitely won't be based on Doge, which he says is clearly a cut employees type of thing and not something the committee would look at. The coalition's being slammed by Newcastle Greens for vowing to scrap the Hunter offshore wind farm amid doubt about its construction, with operator Novocastrian Wind yet to accept a feasibility licence offered by the government. Some locals say they're concerned an offshore wind farm would harm local marine life. Newcastle Greens councillor Charlotte McCabe says the potential impacts should be investigated, but the wind farm shouldn't be written off.
Some money from the government and from these companies to investigate and find out where do they travel, where will the wind turbines be, will there be any possibility of a confluence there. No concerns yet from anyone who's actually an expert.
Funding from the state government will allow 2 Newcastle churches to boost security. Live Free Church in Adamstown has received $15,300 to install alarms, cameras and perimeter monitoring, as well as providing emergency protocol training for volunteers. Hamilton Uniting Church will also receive $7,000 to install a comprehensive security system. The money is coming from the government's $5 million Safe Places for Faith Communities grant program.
To 2NURFM Sport.
Knights forward Adam Elliott is said to be given his shot in the starting 13 for the Knights' upcoming clash with the Titans on Saturday. Leo Thompson and Jacob Saifidi are both likely to miss the clash due to injury, with Kai Pearce-Paul out due to accepting a 2-game ban for a high shot. Jets coach Rob Stand is hoping to steer the side back into winning ways after taking a 6-2 thrashing by Western United on Sunday. With his future at the club up in the air, Stan says his focus is to have everyone remain prepared for the rest of the season.
I'll make sure that the players are focused on their jobs, that the staff are focused on their jobs, because at the end of the day, there's still work to be done. There's still potential of the team having a great year.
The team's next match will be on March 28 when they face Macarthur. And Newcastle runner Gemma Pollard has been given a boost for her upcoming World Indoor Championship campaign after winning the Sydney Track Classic 400-metre final over the weekend in personal best time. That's sport. I'm Jessie Dennett.
And the winning numbers in Monday Lotto are 9, 38, 41, 42, 44 and 45, and the supplementaries are 28 and 30. And now you're up to date with the latest 2NURFM Hunter News.